For 6 weeks, Daniel said his name every single day. In the morning when he put down the food bowl, at night before he turned off the light, sometimes in the middle of the day, quietly, just to fill the silence. And for 6 weeks, Echo didn't react, didn't look up, didn't move. He just sat in the corner of the room like a dog who had decided the world was no longer something worth responding to. Until one Tuesday afternoon in November. What happened in that moment will stay with you for a long time. Daniel Reeves was 34 years old and had just moved through the worst year of his life. His mother had died in February, his marriage had ended in June. By September, he was living alone in a 2-bedroom house in Denver, Colorado, going through the motions with the mechanical precision of someone who had learned to function while feeling absolutely nothing. He worked from home as a freelance writer, 12 hours a day in the same 4 walls, with the same silence and the same thoughts cycling through with nowhere to go. His therapist suggested routine, his sister suggested medication, his neighbor, a retired veteran named Frank, suggested a dog. Daniel thought it was a terrible idea. He could barely keep his plants alive. He had no patience for training, no energy for walks, no real capacity for something that needed him. He said no twice. He said maybe once. Then Frank sent him a link to the Dillon Road Shelter's emergency page. There was a photo, a German Shepherd, 3 years old, lying in the back corner of a kennel with his head resting on the concrete floor and his eyes pointed at nothing in particular. The caption read, "Last chance, final week." Daniel stared at the photo for a long time. Then he closed the laptop. Then he opened it again. Echo had been at Dillon Road for 4 months. Before that, he had been at a rescue facility in Colorado Springs for 6 weeks. Before that, a family in Pueblo for 11 days. Before that, a couple in Fort Collins for 3 weeks. Before that, his original owner who had surrendered him at 2 years old with a single note tucked into the intake form that said to shut down to be useful. 5 placements in 14 months, every single one ending the same way. The shelter coordinator, a woman named Priya, was honest with Daniel when he came in on a Thursday morning in October. Echo has severe trauma history. We don't know the full details of his first 2 years, but the behavioral signs are consistent with prolonged isolation. He doesn't respond to his name, he doesn't respond to touch, he doesn't growl, he doesn't bite, he doesn't do anything, he just shuts down. What she meant was that he had learned the world was not safe, and the safest response to the world was to become invisible in it. He was 85 pounds of complete withdrawal, long coat, black and tan, physically perfect, eyes that were present in the room but entirely absent from everything in it. The first family called him boring, the second said he was broken, the third said they had wanted a dog, not a statue. Daniel knelt down outside the kennel. Echo didn't look up. He sat there for 20 minutes. Echo didn't move. Daniel signed the adoption paperwork at 11:43 a.m. The first week was nothing like the chaos of bringing home a normal dog. No chewing, no barking, no excitement or fear or curiosity. Echo walked into the house, found the corner of the living room farthest from the door, and sat down. He ate when food was placed in front of him. He went outside when the back door was opened. He slept in the same corner every night. He did not approach Daniel. He did not avoid him. He simply existed in the same space with the careful neutrality of a creature who had learned that engagement led to loss. Daniel recognized it, that specific, quiet shutdown. He'd been doing a version of it himself for the better part of a year. He didn't push, he didn't try to coax or comfort or fix. He just moved around the house in his own quiet orbit, and Echo moved in his, and the two of them shared the same 4 walls without touching. By week 3, Daniel had established a routine. Every morning at 7:15, he would sit on the kitchen floor, not near Echo, just on the floor, and drink his coffee at ground level. He didn't look at the dog directly, he didn't reach out, he just sat there, in Echo's peripheral vision, existing. Every evening before bed, he said the name, quietly, without expectation. Echo. Nothing. On day 31, Daniel did something he hadn't done in months. He cooked a real meal, not because he was hungry, but because the act of standing at the stove, following a sequence of steps with a defined outcome, felt like something he could control. He made pasta. He ate at the kitchen table. Echo watched him from the corner with those careful, absent eyes. Daniel set a second bowl of water on the floor near the table, not close, just near. Echo didn't come to it that night, but the next morning the bowl was empty. Daniel refilled it without saying anything. He sat down on the floor at 7:15 with his coffee. He said the name, Echo. Nothing, but the bowl was empty again the next morning too. Week 6 arrived, November arrived, and the days got shorter. Daniel stopped answering most phone calls. He filed deadlines at the last possible minute. He ate standing up over the kitchen sink because setting the table for one had started to feel like a specific kind of cruelty. But every morning at 7:15, he sat on the floor with his coffee. And every night before the light went off, he said the name. There is a kind of love that asks for nothing back. It gives without contract, without expectation, without the guarantee of being received. Most people never learn how to do it. Daniel was learning it from a dog who didn't know his name yet. Some things change you quietly before you ever realize the change has started. I see you're still here but haven't subscribed yet. That honestly stings a little. Hit that subscribe button right now. You need to be here for what's coming next. It happened on a Tuesday afternoon in the 6th week. Daniel was at his desk, working. Echo was in his corner. Nothing unusual, nothing different from the 41 days before it. Daniel finished a paragraph, leaned back in his chair, and said it without thinking. Not during the morning floor ritual, not during the evening routine, just in the middle of a quiet Tuesday afternoon, the way you say something to yourself without meaning to. Echo. The room was completely still for 2 seconds. Then Echo lifted his head. Not fast, not dramatic, just a slow, deliberate raise of his chin from the floor, and he turned his head toward Daniel, and he looked at him, really looked at him, in a way he had not done in 6 weeks. Eyes that were present in the room, and present in the moment, and present in the specific direction of the man who had been sitting on the kitchen floor every single day for 42 days. Daniel didn't move. He didn't reach out, didn't call him over, didn't make a sound. He sat completely still in his desk chair and held the eye contact and breathed. Echo looked at him for 11 seconds. Then he put his chin back down on the floor, but his body had shifted, barely, maybe 3 inches, angled slightly toward the desk, toward Daniel, not away. Daniel turned back to his laptop. His hands were shaking. He typed 1 sentence of the article he was supposed to be finishing. Then he stopped. He pressed his palms flat against the desk and stared at the screen and did not cry for about 30 seconds. And then he did. The shift that followed was slow, and then all at once. By week 8, Echo had moved his sleeping spot from the far corner to the middle of the living room floor. By week 10, he was following Daniel from room to room, not closely, not anxiously, just present, the way a dog moves when he has decided that someone is worth keeping track of. By month 4, Echo slept at the foot of Daniel's bed. By month 5, he started bringing things, a sock, a frayed piece of rope toy, and placing them near Daniel's feet in the evenings, not asking to play, just offering something, the way you offer something when you have very little left but want the other person to know you are trying. Daniel's sister came to visit in February, 8 months after the adoption. She stood in the doorway and watched Echo lying across Daniel's feet on the couch, long coat spread across both of Daniel's legs, chin resting on his knee, eyes half closed. She didn't say anything for almost a full minute. Then she said, "You seem different." Daniel looked down at the dog and said, "Yeah." She asked if he was doing better. He thought about it for a moment. He said, "I think we both are." Today, Echo is 4 years old. He knows his name. He comes every time, without hesitation, crossing the room in that long, unhurried German Shepherd stride that Daniel has come to love more than almost any other sound in the world. He still has days where he gets quiet, where he finds a corner and sits with his head down and works through something that happened a long time ago in places Daniel will never fully know about. On those days, Daniel sits on the kitchen floor with his coffee and waits, because that is what you do when someone trusted you with the parts of them that were broken before you ever met them. You don't fix it. You can't fix it. You just show up every morning, say the name, and wait for the day they look up. And one Tuesday afternoon, they will. Healing is not a single moment. It is 42 mornings on a kitchen floor, a name said without expectation, and the 3 inches a broken dog moves toward the person who never stopped believing he was worth it. It's a water bowl emptied in the night, a body that turns, barely, just enough. A dog who was called too shut down to be useful, finding out slowly and then completely that he was exactly what someone needed. And a man who thought he had nothing left to give, finding out the same thing about himself. What would you have done if Echo never looked up? Would you have kept trying or eventually let go? Tell me in the comments.